My colleague Dipali Patel is now joining me. Dipali, in fact, is at the crematorium, the Lodhi crematorium. Dipali, the one word which we often have been hearing for Rohit Bal is the word restless. A lot of his friends say that he was restless as an artist. He wanted to do other things, he wanted to move on, and that's the reason why, he always had a vision that this is what my next set of clothes will look at.
Yeah, like I said, Aishwarya, he was one designer like every other contemporary fashion designer. There is, he had an eye for his craft. So he used to pick, every design that was inspired was from his, life and the culture that he belonged from, Kashmir. Like we said that he brought Kashmir and Kashmiriyat on the global map. He designed outfits for both, for the international and Indian artists both. He was known as Gudda, fondly known as Gudda by everyone. He was loved by everyone. He was free-spirited. He was struggling even, in fact, on the last day of the showcase of Kainat, his collection that he showcased at the Lakme Fashion Week 2024, which was like within 15 days. It was 15 days ago, and everybody was thinking that, he was not feeling well. It was visible on his face. He was, he also stumbled on the runway. So his illness was, visible even on the ramp the last day of his show, where he was closing the Lakme Fashion Week 2024. Ananya Pandey walked for him as a showstopper. And, everybody ensured, even on the backstage, that he was treated like a king, because everybody was thinking that it could be his last show of his career. And cut to 15 days later, we've lost him. We've lost a legendary fashion designer. His last rites are going to be performed shortly from here. People are coming and paying their respects at the Lodhi crematorium in New Delhi right now. Aishwarya.
Right, Dipali, you spoke about the fact that it was Ananya Pandey who was the showstopper. Now, Ananya Pandey is an icon for people now. We have seen how this generation just loves Ananya Pandey, but we have also seen how the stalwarts from the earlier time, be it Abhishek Bachchan, they also have walked the fashion show for Rohit Bal. So one thing that he's been able to do is to break through the generational barrier, which means that his designs were loved by the people 20 years back. His designs are being loved by the people now also.
Even Arjun Rampal, for that matter, Aishwarya, he's present here to pay his last respects. He's going to be there till the body's been taken for the last rites. He's here by his side, ensuring that he is one of the faces that one remembers as a model. Who became an actor, and we have seen even Karan Johar and Sonam Kapoor wearing his outfits last night for Diwali. In fact, they also mentioned how they wore, it was very coincidental how they wore Rohit Bal outfits for the Diwali party last night. And as soon as they sat in the car to reach the venue, they got to know about this news. And from Kareena Kapoor Khan to even Priyanka Chopra, industry is mourning not just fashion but also Bollywood.
Right, Dipali, Sana Farzeen is also joining us on the broadcast. Sana, one thing that made Rohit Bal stand out just a few months ago, and this is what we know now, he was actually thinking of a fashion show with Havelis and music. So making sure that Indian culture, Indian designs, Indian color is brought to the fore, that is something that he had been doing over the past so many years.
Absolutely. I think Rohit Bal started his journey with the intention of taking Indian culture, Indian tradition, Indian textile, all of it to a global level, and not just fashion, but he's also experimented with interiors, making sure that the grandeur of his fashion also comes alive in buildings and restaurants. Rohit Bal, I think, is one person, one designer who's always made sure that he includes the traditional motifs, traditional textile, and using Indian culture in his design to make sure that his clothes not only reach a global stage, but also make a mark whenever someone is wearing a Rohit Bal outfit. And I think that's fabulous. And of course, he had, I think throughout his journey, from the day maybe he started, his only intention was to make Indian culture, Indian tradition big. And I think his new venture also was on the same lines, because he wanted everyone to understand, to actually acknowledge the beautiful motives, the beautiful design that India has to offer.
Right, Sana. Coming to you, Dipali, Rohit Bal actually had thought of making sure that in today's day and age, when we are seeing everything going, when we are seeing the designs being a little bland, because that is how the fashion has shifted. But one thing which we could see, and even during his last show, the colors that he used, what Ananya Pandey was in fact wearing was the talk of the town. When she walked the ramp, everyone was speaking about that outfit. So that's something that will be dearly missed. His designs and his innovation is something that both the fashion industry as well as Bollywood will be missing.
Absolutely, Aishwarya. His collection has always been colorful and vibrant. The personality he already had in him, it reflected in his craft. In fact, talking about the outfit that Ananya Pandey wore as a showstopper at the Lakme Fashion 2024, the same outfit Radhika Merchant also wore. A few days later, she was spotted wearing the similar outfit, the same exact lehenga that Ananya Pandey wore at the Lakme Fashion Week the show for Rohit Bal. Radhika Merchant also wore for her friend's wedding. She was spotted dancing in a video in the same outfit. So yes, absolutely, the lehenga was the talk of the town.
Right, Dipali and Sana, please stay on with me. Joining me on the broadcast, JJ Walia, a fashion designer and a contemporary, a friend of Rohit Bal. Mr. Walia, what will his legacy be for you?
I don't think this is an appropriate moment to really talk about that. But as I said, I always like to celebrate all the beautiful things that he created. All of us, each one of us has, our fair share of ups and downs. We just have to go with the flow. But at this moment, the sentiment is, it's as I said, it's very tough to put into words. But let's just say, he just made us all kind of look up to him in a way nobody else has. He created perhaps the most incredible amount of magic that anybody could in the world of design in India. And I'm just praying that wherever he is, he's in a better place.
Mr. Walia, we all saw him at the Fashion Week. He actually was struggling to get up on the stage. His last few years were tough.
All of us, we are the first generation of Indian designers, and we started when the Indian fashion movement started. So it was a different time. I don't think any one of us saw each other as competition. It was really more to do with camaraderie. I still remember, and Ashish is here, he'll also share this thought, that how we spent so much time together in absolute bonding. But you have to look at what work the man has done, how he believed in Kashmir, how he believed in the crafts, the sensibilities, and how he stuck to one distinct signature of making India through Kashmir glorious. And I think that will be his legacy, that nobody interpreted Kashmir the way he did.
Sana, we just heard JJ Walia, he was speaking about the fact that one thing that Rohit Bal did was the fact that bring Kashmir to the fore, and all his motives, even if we look at the flower that he was using, the peacock that he was using, one thing which he made sure, and that was him being true to his roots.
Absolutely. And I think that was Rohit Bal's USP. I think every creation of his was an inspiration from his childhood, from his time in Kashmir, and his love for Kashmir and, of course, India. And I think he celebrated all of it through his clothes, through his design. And that, I think, was what Rohit Bal would be remembered for. And that is what Rohit Bal has kind of left an impact. And as we were talking about legacy, I think that is what the legacy that Rohit Bal will leave behind. That right. How he celebrated Kashmir and India through his clothes, and how people loved wearing his creation, making them feel good and making them feel proud of the country that they belong to.